So the Arrow exhaust has finally arrived. It's the Street Thunder Dark Line. And this is the standard exhaust which we're just about to crack on and get replaced. So yeah, I just thought I'd quickly show you guys, because obviously a lot of the videos that I've seen of the Arrow exhaust on the XJ6, it's basically just a video of before and after, which is what we're doing here, but I thought I'd show you in a little bit more detail. Obviously that's the standard headers there, which runs down there and underneath the bike, and obviously it ends up here. So yeah, let's get cracking. So I'm in the middle of removing the exhaust system from my XJ6, and this beautiful thing here, the lambda sensor, just caused me a bit of pain. In my experience with lambda sensors, they tend to be a bit of a nightmare. Obviously exhausts are subjected to a lot of heat. They heat up, they cool down all the time. So I sprayed some WD-40 on just to help things along the way. Got the spanner on the end of the nut, expecting it to be really tight. So I gave it some full force and the spanner cracked the nut off pretty much instantly. And then I rattled my hand off this beautiful rock solid sump. So there we go, that's the lambda sensor removed. So if you are fitting manifolds to your exhaust, if you are fitting a manifold to your bike, you may encounter some rusty nuts holding on the headers. All these nuts have cracked off relatively easily, apart from one which was really quite rusty. It was really tight to slacken, so I've spent just 10 minutes tightening it and slackening it, working WD-40 into the thread, because you don't want to cause any problems here. So yeah, I know it can be a bit of a pain, and if you're excited to get your new exhaust on like I am, you've just got to take that bit of extra time. Here is said offending article, covered in WD-40. Sometimes it's your best friend. But yeah, we've cracked off all the nuts on the headers. I've taken that rusty one off because I just wanted to make sure it was going to come off without any problems. Let's crack on. Now that I know the header nuts are cracked off and ready to come off, I wasn't really sure how the silencer was held on, but as you can see here, it's this little bolt which holds the whole silencer on. This big massive box. It's that beautiful bolt right there. So there was one more bolt holding on the silencer on the other side of the bike. As you can see now, that's it dropped. All ready to wiggle out and make space for the beautiful shiny new one. Ah dear. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a casualty. If we could all just have a moment of silence for this little broken wire here. Now, I suppose it's a little bit of laziness on my part. Rather than disconnecting the LED indicator plugs which are just there, I left it on the fairing, which you can see here. But thanks to a gust of wind that's just come through the door, the fairing has swung around here, and little red wire over here has unfortunately snapped. So we're going to have to do a little repair to that. I've not actually got anything here to repair it with, so that'll have to be a trip to Hellfrod's. Yes. Quick thing, just make sure that all the little collars are removed from the old system, which are sitting there. Baker X Derek on the bike key there, yeah? Chill! Some shiny new bits. And of course, sitting over there, I'm just checking that we've got everything that we need to go ahead. Because there's nothing worse than a bolt being missing or something missing. So So after a bit of wiggling and wriggling, we've got the exhaust system off. Here she is. This big lump of metal. One thing I did notice, it's easier if you put the side stand down, put the centre stand back up, and it makes taking that exhaust off much easier than trying to wiggle it through the gap. So at this point, just when you think everything's going well, the entire system is fitted. Now I refitted the exhaust system with the gaskets that came with the standard exhaust, because I've never fitted an exhaust without using gaskets in my life. And as you can see, it shows you the collar and then the little trumpet that slides into the engine block. Now, I refitted the gasket, obviously like I just said, that was included on the standard exhaust. So there's 4 gaskets. But unfortunately, now this is where previous experience counts against me. I thought, well, right, I'll refit it, I'll put the gaskets in there, we'll tighten everything up. And then we've got the rest of the system now fitted. As you can see, I've just shown you. Centre pipe and the silencer is on, it's on the hanger. I just fitted the lambda sensor, tightened that, and then tightened up the centre hanger bolt, which is trying to show you. I can't really find that there, but never mind. Anyway, yeah, there we go. It would have been easier just to show you it there. Centre hanger bolt is there, so you just use an Allen key from this side and a socket from the other. Just done the first start up of the bike, and it's blowing straight through the manifold. And when I mean blowing, I mean absolutely blowing. Now, I wasn't 100% sure yesterday, but as you can see, with the threads on that collar there, there's still quite a bit of thread. Now that's the same on all 4 of them. Now I wasn't 100% sure about this yesterday, but we cracked on. But it turns out this exhaust doesn't need the gaskets that came with the standard manifold to be used. So now I have to remove the manifold, take off the collars, take out the gaskets, and then refit the manifold. Now there's nothing in the instructions to tell you, even just a comment that would say somewhere, anywhere over here, do not reuse standard gaskets or something like that. Because all it shows you there, that's the picture of the assembly. Now everything's basically straightforward when it comes to putting exhaust together. But even just a simple comment, because obviously in my previous experience, like I said, I've never fitted an exhaust in my life without using a gasket of some sort. So I just took it as, you know what, maybe I'll refit it with the standard gaskets, but no. If you do buy the system for your bike, please, please, please take it from me. Do not reuse the standard gaskets. Just fit the manifold as it is. So now I'm gonna have to crack on. I'm gonna have to get this manifold removed, get the collars off, and get the gaskets out and refit the system. So I'm very annoyed. I'm really angry and very disappointed. But whilst we're still in the mood, I'm gonna crack on.